You ever walk into Costco for eggs and walk out with a 10-pack of socks, a snowboard, 2 pounds of smoked salmon, and a gallon of shampoo you'll forget in the back of the cabinet? Yeah, you're not alone. Costco has turned impulse shopping into an Olympic sport. And they've trained harder than you realize. Because behind the low prices and giant carts, there's a quiet strategy happening. A game they're playing. And chances are, you're not on the winning team. Welcome to the real world of Costco, where the shelves are stacked high, but the secrets are even deeper. These aren't just random shopping tips. These are the patterns they don't talk about. The psychological tricks baked right into the warehouse, and the kind of behind-the-scenes moves that make you spend far more than you think you are. Let's start with one you've 100% fallen for: the treasure hunt trap. Costco's layout isn't just warehouse random, it's calculated chaos. Unlike most stores, where things have fixed aisles and signs, Costco moves things on purpose. That coffee grinder that was next to the nuts last time? Gone. The headphones you swear were by the TVs? Moved. And it's not just to restock, it's to make you wander. That wandering is the point. When you can't find what you came for, you pass things you didn't plan to buy. That's exactly when you see the stack of Le Creuset pans, or the $14.99 box of chocolate-covered almonds that weren't on your list, but somehow ended up in your cart. It's not a coincidence. It's a controlled discovery. Costco calls it impulse blending. You call it restocking the snack drawer. And here's something wild. Costco rotates about 25% of its inventory every few weeks. That means even regulars, the ones who treat Costco like church, can't predict what's in stock. And unpredictability? That's gold for getting people to come back. Another mind trick? The price tag code. Costco's prices aren't just prices, they're signals. Look closer at those little black and white signs. If an item ends in 97, like $7.97 or $19.97, it means it's been marked down, usually store-wide clearance or overstock. If it ends in show 0 or 88, that's a manager markdown, usually specific to that store only. Might never come back. But if it ends in 99, that's full price. No discount at Wild Part? Costco doesn't publish this. But employees have known it for years. It's like a secret code for savvy shoppers. Some even build spreadsheets to track trends. Yeah, welcome to the Costco Spreadsheet Club. It's a thing. Oh, and those famous free samples? They're delicious, yes, but they're also psychological judo. Studies have shown that when you're given something, even a tiny food sample, your brain feels a need to give something back. It's called the reciprocity effect. So a tiny bite of teriyaki chicken? Suddenly you're buying a 5-pound box. You think, well, I liked it, and it's on sale. Maybe we'll eat it this week. Spoiler, you won't. Even worse, Costco hires third-party demo companies for samples. That person handing you pot stickers? They're trained to engage casually, smiling, saying things like, "People have been loving this." It's retail psychology baked in a dumpling. Now, let's talk about the big-ticket illusion. TVs, sofas, outdoor fire pits no one asked for. The front of Costco is prime real estate. That's where they place their newest, most eye-catching, most premium stuff. New espresso machines, $100 leather chairs, or a 75-inch limited-time smart TV. It makes you think, wow, it must be a deal if it's way up front. It's not. That area is called the Action Alley. It's made to shock your brain. You just arrived, haven't comparison shopped, and already you're seeing something big and shiny. By the time you actually get to the rotisserie chicken in the back, your cart's got a blender you weren't even thinking about. Because your brain said, it's probably cheaper here. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. But you didn't check, did you? Which brings us to the real danger of Costco shopping. Costco math. Costco doesn't mess with fake discounts like some other stores. Nope. Their strategy's smarter. They overwhelm you with quantity. You didn't buy 1 bottle of maple syrup. You bought 3. At once, in 1 jug. You didn't buy popcorn. You bought a bag the size of a toddler. And here's the thing. They frame the value per unit, not the total. So you think, only 42 cents an ounce? That's a steal. You ignore the fact that you just spent $17.99 on tortilla chips. That's Costco math. The more you buy to save per unit, the more you often overspend in total. A shopper once did the math across an entire cart. Total spent, 376 cents. Total regular weekly groceries needed? About $140. Differences was Costco extras, protein bars, trail mix, vitamins no one requested, pajamas, bakery items, and a neck pillow. Just in case. That's not shopping. That's subtle overspending in khakis. Let's pause and talk about the Kirkland brand glow-up. People swear by it. In fact, Kirkland's signature has almost become a cult, and for good reason. Costco doesn't just slap its logo on random goods. It actually partners with well-known national brands to produce the Kirkland versions. Kirkland batteries. Some are made by Duracell. Kirkland vodka? Rumored and tested to be the same source as Grey Goose, or at least a cousin. Kirkland diapers? Made in the same facilities as a leading brand most parents recognize. So yes, these are often quality products. But here's the catch. Costco uses Kirkland to undercut branded competitors. They place them side by side, same sizing, similar packaging. The message is clear. Why spend more when this is just as good? And it works. Kirkland is now estimated to be a multi-billion-dollar business on its own inside Costco. One report estimated over $58 billion in annual Kirkland sales. That's more than Kellogg's and Hershey's combined. But here's the real game. Costco uses national brands against themselves. They know someone who loves Starbucks or Tide or Jamon Iberico might still try Kirkland just once. And if they can get you to switch, even better. Higher margins for Costco, lower loyalty for the original brand. That's brand warfare, the warehouse edition. All right, let's close out this section with something most members don't even realize. Costco tracks your returns. Yes, their return policy is generous, famously so. You can bring stuff back months later with barely a question asked, but they're watching. Each membership number logs every purchase and every return. Return too often? You get flagged. Some customers have even received calls warning them, or silently found their return privileges revoked. One ex-employee said, "If you bring back 5 TVs in a year, someone's going to notice." They called it gray listing. So yes, return that tablet if it glitches. But maybe don't treat Costco like a rental service. In the end, even generosity has a limit, especially when there's data tracking behind it. All right, let's talk about the most bizarre, calculated Costco design choice of them all. The cold zone. You know the one. The fridge and dairy room. If you've ever shivered your way into that walk-in refrigerator section just to grab a bag of pre-washed spinach or a gallon of milk, that's not poor design. That's strategy. Cold equals discomfort. Discomfort equals speed. And speed means fewer slow thinkers staring at expiration dates or debating whether they want grated cheese or block. You're not supposed to linger in there. That room's designed to feel like a warehouse freezer because that's exactly what it is. High turnover inventory. Essentials they know you'll pick up quickly and leave quicker. And just like that, you've tossed milk, eggs, and strawberries in your cart with zero browsing and under 5 seconds of decision-making. Costco just moved products without ever needing a display. Now think about this. They intentionally put the low-margin basic goods like bread, eggs, milk, and chicken all the way at the back of the store. They're not hiding it. They're funneling you through a gauntlet of temptation, because to get there, you have to pass the bakery, the books, the seasonal mountain of throw blankets and massage guns. They're betting that before you reach the essentials, your cart's halfway full of things no one in your house asked for. And it often works. But the real quiet trap? The psychology of scarcity, like when you see that little asterisk on a price tag. That subtle star in the top right corner? That means it's either seasonal, limited edition, or straight-up discontinued. Once it's gone, it's gone. So if your brain was even mildly interested in buying it, that asterisk flips the switch. Suddenly it's urgent, exclusive, limited drop. Costco just gave your hesitation a countdown clock. And now your cart has a new throw pillow or a set of wine glasses that, deep down, you didn't really need. And those limited time only signs they sprinkle between aisles? Not always true. A lot of those items show up next quarter, just branded a little differently or in a slightly different size. But once you think something might go away, comparison mode turns into panic mode. And that's how they win. Here's the twist most warehouse fans never consider. Costco rarely advertises. They don't run flashy TV spots every week. No coupons in your mailbox. No 50% doorbuster madness like you'd see at a department store. And yet, people love it. It builds this sense of insider status. Like if you're a Costco member, you're part of a secret club, reserved for smart shoppers. Word of mouth becomes the marketing. People brag about the deli pesto chicken or the huge pack of European chocolate bars you can't get anywhere else. It's retail social currency. Even the membership itself is a psychological play. See, you pay to shop there. Between $60 and $120 a year depending on your level. And that payment creates mental bias. Once you've paid to join, you want to get your money's worth. That sunk cost makes people shop more to earn back the value. Something called the justification loop. We see it happen with gym memberships too. You don't want to admit you're not using it, so you keep going just enough to feel better about the fee. Costco knows this. They don't even need to push sale signs when your own brain is pushing you to buy something every time, just to justify another year. What about the food court? Ah yes, the legendary food court. The $1.50 hot dog and soda combo hasn't budged in price for decades, and people treat it like some sort of corporate miracle. A gesture of love from Costco to the people? And it is, kind of, but it's also a decoy. The food court is a psychological cooldown. After a long haul through the warehouse labyrinth, full carts, and overstimulated spending, even the strongest shopper starts feeling a bit of buyer's remorse. So you trade in your stress for a slice of pizza or a berry smoothie. Feels like a win, right? Costco lets you leave the store with a win on the very last thing you did. A small, indulgent, underpriced treat. You walk out remembering that, not the $380 you weren't planning to spend. Last memory wins. It's genius. And look closer at the food court most days. It's outside the paywall, meaning non-members can eat there. Why? Because it works like a gateway drug. Come for the hot dog, see the carts loaded past the exit, and suddenly you're Googling how to get a Costco membership. Here's the twist with those carts. Costco makes them bigger than almost any retail chain. That's not random either. Bigger carts, more perceived space, more free room, more temptation to fill without overload guilt. Target figured this out years ago. But Costco takes it to the next level. One behavioral study found that people spend up to 30% more per trip when using oversized carts without realizing it. You start with a tub of hummus, and next thing you know there's an ottoman under it. No shame. It's smart psychology, just not in your favor. Now let's talk about meat, literally. Costco meat isn't just cheaper, it's better. At least on the surface. They offer prime and choice cuts, vacuum-sealed packs, and tightly wrapped trays that look fresher than anything a regular grocery store carries. And for many items, they are. But here's what most shoppers miss. Costco meat moves fast. And what doesn't sell? Don't go to the trash. It gets rotated, sometimes turned into seasoned, pre-prepared dishes. That Korean BBQ pork that looks amazing by the deli? That could have been cut 3 days ago. No rule breaking, just very efficient product cycling, smart, economical, but not always what you think it is. And you know those value packs of chicken breasts? You bought 6 pounds. The trick is, by the time you separate, freeze, and eventually cook it all, half of it's freezer burned or tossed. Value, sure, but only when you actually use the value, and don't even start with produce. Unless you've got a family of 6 or you're training for the broccoli Olympics, most people end up waist-deep in rotting strawberries and wilting bagged salad. Big packs impress at checkout. Not so much on day 5 when you're staring at 2 pounds of unused arugula and that haunting tub of baby tomatoes that turned into soup inside the plastic. Here's what insiders say. Bulk perishables. Costco's quiet gold mine. Because the stuff you don't eat, you still paid for. Which brings us to another overlooked area. The seasonal brain attack. When it's October, you see lights and fake snow already. When it's February, Costco has patio furniture and swimwear on full display. And come June, they're putting out Halloween costumes. It feels like getting ahead. But it's time. Displacement. Costco lifts your buying brain out of the current season and into the next. 1. So you pre-shop for problems you don't even have. Your brain thinks, better grab that now. It might sell out. So instead of dealing with what's on your kitchen list today, you're pre-spending on summer chairs when it's still spring break. A strategy retail experts call calendar advancement. And yeah, it works. Here's the most underreported truth about Costco. Most of their profits don't come from products. They come from memberships. In fact, some years they break even, or even sell certain items at a loss, just to attract and retain members. Over 70% of their net income, according to reports, comes directly from your annual dues. That means they don't need to mark stuff up as much. But it also means once you're in, they need you to come back again and again. So they fuel the cycle. Samples, treasure hunts, limited editions, rotating inventory, low margins, and perks like the food court to keep you emotionally loyal. It's loyalty via architecture. Every square inch is fine-tuned. Every strategy is under your radar. And every time that automatic door closes behind you, you're entering a place that runs on psychology, more than savings.